Lots of changes in the Air Force, and so they've looked at the enlisted PME situation as well. So I think there's really three big takeaways on that. So first, on the enlisted professional military education side, every airman is going to have the opportunity to attend school and residence, so 100%. So I think that's pretty
wow.
good.
That's great.
The second thing is distance learning, which is always a problem for everybody, is gotten a little more flexible on their timelines and how you can complete those requirements for that course. The distance learning piece is still going to be a prerequisite to get a seat in the school, but again, you've got some more time to do that. So again, everybody's been there on a distance learning piece where either the mission has become more important or your family needs to become more important. And so with the flexibility in that timeline, it's going to allow airmen to take the opportunity to focus on whatever they need to and give them some more time to complete the course in distance learning. I think the third thing that's probably important as well is they've removed the time and service gates for distance learning. And so what that means basically is, so you're going to take the PME that's appropriate for your rank and the time in your career. So what you'll see is you won't see staff sergeants taking senior NCO distance learning anymore. And then, well, quite frankly, you won't even have the opportunity. They've removed that opportunity for you to do that. If it's not appropriate for your rank, you can't even sign up and start taking the course. If you've registered in the NCO or senior NCO distance learning course, you can still continue to do that and complete that, and then you'll get full credit for that. And if you want to back out and not do it, you can do that as well. There's no adverse actions against you for that. So I think it's good how they're kind of rolling this thing out. And again, if you want some more info on that, you can check out the Air Force portal. It's got a link on there that talks about the new enlisted PME 21, and you can take a look at that. So it's pretty cool. We just had a promotion release for our majors, the line of the Air Force board that happened in March of this year, and so they've changed the way that for officers they're going to do in residence professional military education attendance. And I think the big thing is I think it's a good thing overall, but in the past officers were selected for school by the Central Selection Board under their promotions, and so I think the good news is, you know, when those promotion lists comes out, there's this kind of excitement, you know, hey, I got promoted, and then guys look a little bit further in the list and they find out they didn't make the schools list, and they sort of kind of get down because they feel like that they didn't make a certain quality cut by the Air Force. And so now with the policy change, that's not going to happen anymore. So they won't be designated as selects come out on the promotion list. So all the promotees will be excited when the promotion list comes out. There won't be any letdown for the schools list piece of that. But I think the other great news under this policy, the commanders will basically be in charge of designating those that are going to attend school. And so when you look at it, you go, hey, this is not, my hands are no longer tied by a Central Selection Board. I got a lot more control over the airman's career. And I think when you look at it, the commander is the guy that's got the most touchstone with that airman, and so he can look at to send his officers that have the longest sustained continuous performance. And then when you, again, putting it down in the hands where it belongs, the commander is going to have an idea of where the officer is in their career, how they're doing with their family, what that situation is, and they'll be able to send them at the right time for their career and their families. And so I think it's a great thing to put it down where I think that decision authority belongs is with the commander. Okay. And then in the future, so we should get guidance by February of 2018 on how we're going to do this, and then so it'll start with the academic year for 2019 and beyond. And then I think the other important part that the Air Force did is they're not going to break faith with the current school selectees. So if you're on a list right now, you're going to go to school within your window just like the Air Force promised you, and then we'll continue to do that until those lists are exhausted. So I think that's a pretty good thing as well. I say this every week, but it's a big week in OIR. And so from the strike standpoint, we had in Syria, we had 129 strikes with 175 targets that were either damaged or destroyed. In Iraq, there were 38 strikes with 217 targets that were damaged or destroyed. So, all in total, about 170 missions went down there, and nearly 400 targets got service. And I think the key takeaway from that is every airman at the 39th Air Base Wing had a hand in those missions in some form or another, either by maintaining the airfield or maintaining the infrastructure on the base, or the health and welfare of our deployed forces that are getting those missions done. So you should all be very proud of what you're doing each and every day in the fight against ISIS. So pretty good week. I'd like to give a shout out to all the family and friends out there that are providing support, the long distance support to all of our folks here on the base. Everybody here is doing some amazing things each and every day for this wing and our country, and they obviously wouldn't be able to be nearly successful at what they do without the support from those folks at home. So thank you for that, and also thanks for everything that you're doing back at the home so that the guys here can stay focused on what they're doing. So shout out to the families and friends out there for their support. Also looking forward to handing out some stripes this afternoon. Hopefully folks can take some time and come out and support the promotees. And again, congrats to our new technical sergeants. It'll be good to see them this afternoon. So.